Roll the clip.
Of places women absolutely refuse to go on a first date.
Nowhere.
Right?
They don't want no date.
Number 1, Cheesecake Factory.
Okay.
Number 2, Applebee's. 3, Chili's. 4, Chipotle. 5, Olive Garden. 6, the movies.
The only one I agree with a little bit, because you can't talk to the person in the movie.
It's the movies, okay.
Right. Red Lobster's on here.
Your house, I totally
IHOP,
agree with your house.
Denny's, the
your house,
gym, church, Starbucks, coffee dates, ice cream dates. All right.
Family functions, you shouldn't take nobody to that.
No, not family functions. No.
Bowling, there's nothing wrong with
I don't know what's wrong
I thought
with
bowling was
bowling.
perfect.
What's
You
wrong with
get your
that?
own lane, you could talk. It's nightclubs, I agree. You don't want to take nobody to nightclub.
Somewhere that requires a long drive, why wouldn't you want to be in the car talking to the individual?
But wait, that could be a little creepy. On the first date, that could be a little creepy.
If you don't really like them, you got to turn around fast.
You do.
Yeah,
What if you're driving from Philly to New York?
Apparently, a group of ladies got together and made a list of places that men should never take them on a first date. First dates are situational. First dates are situational. Depending on the situation with the particular woman that you're talking to. Because I think this, fellas, those of you with a lot of dating experience know that sometimes how you meet her, how you're talking, because you could have met her at work, you could have met her on a job, you could have met her at the club, you could have met her at church, you could have met her on the street, you could have met her online, and all how it goes, it requires a specific type of meeting.
What's going on, my good peoples? Welcome back to Roll the Clip TV. I am your host, Roberto. So this cheesecake lady went viral, y'all. And so now, because she went viral, the Cheesecake Factory, now an organization, I'm going to call them an organization, a bunch of women got together and decided to put a list together of 30 restaurants or 30 things not to do on a first date. But I like what my man said, because I'm coming from his perspective. The first date is very situational. My wife and I's first date is on this list. Now, had she not saw past the first date, I'm going to say, and see me as a man, we wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be so blessed. She wouldn't be so blessed. Since now we've been married 8 years. We've known each other for almost 12 years. And in this time, we've been to a bunch of 5-star restaurants. As a matter of fact, for her birthday, I love to spoil her. I love to treat her, take her out to 5-star restaurants. That's our thing. But had she pulled what these young ladies are pulling, we would have never gotten to that lifestyle. And that's the thing I want to talk about. Because we're pulling out all these situations, things not to do, things to do. Listen, bro, talking to my brothers, you got to do what's in your budget, dog. Dog, you got to do what's in your budget. You got to do what's in your budget. If you think you're going to go to a 5-star restaurant on your first date and you know your rent is due tomorrow and you ain't really got the rent money, you got to be wise. You got to go get a cup of coffee. But I want to go over some of these, before I go off on a tangent, because I can't. I want to go over some of these some of this is I'm not going to go over all 30, but some of these are really interesting. So number one was cheesecake, obviously the Cheesecake Factory, which is, in terms of chain restaurants, it's up there. To me, it's a better restaurant than some of the other ones. Applebee's. Hold up now. To me, to all my young brothers, Applebee's is a great freaking first date. You got 2 for $20. Does Applebee's still have 2 for $20? 2 for $20. You have your budget. Make sure you always have a budget, fellas. Chili's. I don't like Chili's on a regular day. Chipotle. I could take or leave Chipotle. Olive Garden. The movies. Hold up. Back in the day, in my day when I was growing up, the movies was a decent first date. The movies, okay. All right, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna get through this list. Your house. Here we go. Your house. That's simple. Because my wife and our first date was at my little studio apartment. We had Chinese food. Had we not had that first date, my brothers and sisters, we wouldn't be here today. So when we start talking about first dates and all these standards of what to do and what not to do, when do we ever factor in character? When do we factor in heart, spirit, God, soul? That's what I don't like about making a list of what a man should and shouldn't do. And we always talk about women having standards, but my brothers, we got to have standards also. See, I don't believe in flexing. I don't believe in faking. I don't believe in faking till you can make it kind of stuff. I'm going to tell you exactly where the hell I am. And listen, if we met there, and my wife and I, we grew together. So our first date was at my little studio apartment. And now we live in our own house that we bought together. Anyway, let's keep going. Any fast food chain, Buffalo Wild Wings. Damn, I don't like Buffalo Wild Wings on a regular day. Wingstop. See, now they're reaching. They're reaching. Who the hell goes to Wingstop on a damn first date? Wingstop is basically a takeout for football games and parties. Red Lobster. I never liked Red Lobster, y'all. I never liked Red Lobster. As a matter of fact, I've only been to Red Lobster once in my whole life because I used to call it back in the day, it was the ghetto seafood spot. Is it still a ghetto seafood spot? As a matter of fact, I went there one time and I ordered crab legs and I never went back again because there was flies all over the damn place and I never felt comfortable in Red Lobster. A buffet. I don't like buffet on a regular day because I got a little OCD. I don't like seeing strangers over my damn food. IHOP. Come on now. Come on now. Many of y'all married people watching this video know that one of your first dates was at IHOP for breakfast. Because back in the day, IHOP used to have the best pancakes known to mankind. I don't know about it anymore, but they used to. Denny's. I don't like Denny's on a regular day. See, back in the 80s, was it the 70s or 80s? Back in the early 80s, Denny's had a racist scandal or something. So back from my generation, we protested Denny's forever. So I may have been to Denny's once or twice in my entire life. The gym. Okay. I don't go to the gym on a regular day, but I can see that one. But listen, again, it's situational. If you work out and she work out and that's what and that's where you agree, then make it your thing. Church. Oh, come on now. People, church? Come on now. Listen, again, it's situational. If you meet your husband or if you meet a individual at church, you're going to attend church functions. So it may be, don't feel bad about, say, hey, look, the singles ministry is having something, or we're going to go and volunteer to give some food out. You mind if we attend, and afterwards we're going to go and do X, Y, and Z. Get creative. Don't let this list scare you into rejecting somebody that might be a blessing to your life. Let me keep going. Starbucks. I say don't go to Starbucks only because it's too goddamn expensive, y'all. It's too expensive. Coffee dates. We said Starbucks. So they're reaching this list because we just said Starbucks. Coffee dates. Isn't Starbucks a coffee house? They just trying to make up SHIT just to fill this list up. Coffee date. There's nothing wrong with a coffee date. As a matter of fact, if you don't like me over coffee, you ain't gonna like me over $100 steak. Point blank, end of story. Ice cream dates. Listen, it's situational. That's your thing. Go. Family functions. That I agree on. Once I was going to propose to my wife and I knew that we were heading towards marriage, I opened my whole family up to her. Some of my family members are idiots, but never. That's a different video, y'all. And I'm gonna keep going. Movie night, Netflix, chill, Hulu. That's the same thing as going to the movies. Nothing wrong with that. Situational. Somewhere that requires a long drive. That I agree. Because if you don't like me just going on a 10-minute drive, if I'm uncomfortable with you on a 10-minute drive, it's something completely different. As a matter of fact, my wife and I, we worked together one time and we took a long drive. This was, I want to say, right before we started dating. And I remember it was such a wonderful drive because we had a conversation. We were working together, and it was probably one of the highlights of my life in terms of just me sharing that moment with her. So I really enjoyed that drive with her. As a matter of fact, I still do a lot of driving, and I still do enjoy our road trips together because we got to know each other. And sometimes there's conversations that we had in a car that we don't have any other way. But a first date, I'm going to say no. Let me keep going. Bowling. Ain't nothing wrong with bowling, y'all. Nightclub, no, I don't do clubs anyway. I'm too grown for any nightclub. But no, nightclub is not good for a first date. I'm agree with that one. A hookah bar, ain't nothing wrong with that. It's situational. A bar for just drinks. Sit there reaching. That's the same thing as a nightclub. Same thing as a hookah. Waffle House. Come on now. How you gonna put Waffle House on there? Waffle House is good for everything. Waffle House is the best after party spot, and it is the best wake up in the morning spot. Come on, ain't nothing wrong with Waffle House on the first date. As a matter of fact, Waffle House give you a lot of food for a little bit of money. Let's keep going. Sports events, it depends on y'all. I'm not a sports fan, so I won't go there. Mom and pop restaurants, ain't nothing wrong with that either. That's because some mom and pop restaurants got food that's the bomb. They fresh to death. And food trucks is number 30. Food trucks is way too expensive for me, people, so I ain't gonna go there anyway. But if you find yourself on that list anywhere, what this is more about is what connection do you have with the other individual? What's your thing? What's your nucleus? Because if all she wants is the bag and for you to wine and dine her, there's something off there. And vice versa. If he's always asking you for money and always doing this, vice versa. So any type of relationship situation is always going to swing. The pendulum always swings both ways. I'm never talking about men, just men. I'm never talking about just women. But I do think this list is a little unfair. And you got to assess your situation properly. Dude, you can only do what you can afford. And if God has her for you, you ain't got to impress her. I'm not saying not to put your best foot forward. Put your best foot forward to the level that you're able to do it. And when you're able to do more, you do a little bit more. Like I said, when we first met, I did what I was able to do. And when I was able to do more, I did a hell of a lot more. And this is interesting conversation. Don't let this is some bull. All this, I think the whole viral thing, everything got all out of whack and craziness, and so I think it's some bull. Do what you can do, yo. Let me tell you something. When it comes to relationship, when it comes to any kind of relationship, it takes time to grow it. You ain't gonna see it on the first date. You may not see it on the first date. On the second date. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna say, the longer you are with an individual, the more y'all will grow and you'll learn about each other more and more and more and more. So putting that time limit on anything is some bull. Putting all these limits in the very beginning is some bull. Are you guys connecting? What's your common goals? What's your long-term dreams? Do you both want kids? Do you not want kids? Have a conversation. All this, they didn't make a list. They didn't make a list of 30 things that we should do. They just said places that we should not go. So anyway, I think it's some bull. I'm calling cap on this one. I think they just put it together just to get a buzz. Thank y'all for checking out Roller Clip TV. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments if this is some bull or if you like it or if you agree with it. All right, I'll check you on the next video. Peace.